In spite of the fact that Luke Bryan, a country music superstar, is no stranger to the stage, it is impossible for even the most experienced performer to overcome fate, or in his case, a supernatural curse. During his most recent performance, he unexpectedly lost his voice in the middle of the performance, which converted the concert into an emotional tornado. Fans, rather of jeering or abandoning the venue, found themselves a part of one of the most iconic moments in the history of live country music. The evening that the music came dangerously close to dying. Only a few weeks after fans laughed off a humorous situation when Luke Bryan forgot his words, the country crooner was confronted with a much more serious misfortune. His voice started to fail him totally. Luke coughed and attempted to sing through a tightening throat, which caused his performance to gradually deteriorate into a raspy battle. Initially, Luke's performance was strong. The audience fell hushed, unsure whether or not it was a joke. In spite of this, Luke, ever the showman, returned to the microphone with a smile that covered the misery he was experiencing. He spoke in a scratchy voice, his voice cracking like dry wood, and continued, "So, I'll get real with y'all. This is without a doubt the most peculiar thing I have ever done in my whole life. For whatever reason, I am unable to have my voice heard in this setting. It occurs each and every time. It's a mystery to me why." These statements, which were half amusing and half haunting, reverberated around the arena, which is now referred to by fans as Luke Bryan's haunted stage. A famous person who refuses to give up. The performance would have been cancelled by a great number of musicians at that same moment, and not Luke. Despite the pressure, the country icon, who is 47 years old, managed to make it through the night, which served to make the evening even more memorable for the thousands of admirers who had packed the arena. He sputtered, "I don't give a damn," as he took a moment to drink some water and wave his hand at the throng. "Tonight, I'm going to give a refund to everyone who purchased tickets, and we're going to keep performing the stupid show, all right?" Using only that one statement, what had the potential to be a catastrophe was transformed into a defining moment. It was not the songs themselves that caused the audience to erupt with enthusiasm. Rather, it was the man who was working behind the scenes. As Luke continued to perform, he relied on the audience to assist him in singing choruses. As a result, the concert evolved into a giant karaoke night that was available to the entire audience. While Luke grinned through the pain, "Country Girl, Shake It For Me" became a collective song that was yelled by thousands of voices. After some time had passed, supporters uploaded videos to TikTok that showed Luke making gestures toward the audience, laughing and mouthing along with his lyrics as the stadium was filled with his music. The affliction of the vanished voice. Following the show, both fans and members of the media started making assumptions regarding Luke's curse. Could it be that the singer is the only one who experiences a loss of voice at that particular venue? Even though it was not the first time that it had occurred, Luke himself gave the impression that it had developed into a disturbing trend. During the performance, he told his followers backstage in a video that went viral, "It's like something's got it out for me here. As soon as I step foot inside this location, my throat suddenly becomes tight." On social media, people offered a wide variety of hypotheses, ranging from dry air to allergies to the peculiar claim that the venue itself was haunted. The joke that he needed to call in a psychic was even made by some of his fans. To my surprise, that turned out to be not too far from the truth. In addition to the supernatural, there is also the pig. The revelation that Luke Bryan had previously enlisted the services of a psychic in order to communicate with the ghost of his childhood pig, which had passed away under inexplicable circumstances when he was a young boy, came as a shocking turn of events. The anecdote was initially presented in a podcast interview that took place in 2023. In the conversation, Luke made a humorous admission, saying, "Yeah, I had a pet pig growing up named Sir Oinksalot. Even to this day, I can't help but be haunted by that item." In spite of the fact that Luke responded to the situation with his signature sense of humor, people close to the artist later disclosed that he sincerely believes in the existence of energies and animal spirits. There is a crew member who is believed to have commented, "He has tarot cards in his bus." In addition, he takes a bag of healing crystals with him wherever he goes, and he claims that they protect his voice. It is ironic that they did not appear to be successful this time. However, Luke's willingness to remain open-minded is not singular in the entertainment industry. Psychic Pig, Luke's narrative merely added gasoline to the fire of the mystique surrounding clairvoyance and spiritual instruments, which have been openly embraced by a number of celebrities as a means of guiding their life. An intimate relationship between Hollywood and the mystical. It is possible that Luke Bryan scoffed about psychic connections, but there are a great number of other celebrities who take spiritual direction seriously. Crystals have been documented to be used by Adele, with the purpose of protecting her voice and calming her anxiety prior to major performances. Energy work and Reiki healing are two practices that Katy Perry directly attributes to her success. There have been reports that Miley Cyrus takes tarot cards with her on her trips and frequently consults psychics before making significant choices in her life. During her contemplative retreats, Demi Lovato has mentioned that she has witnessed unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and had a connection with the spiritual dimension. To add insult to injury, Gwyneth Paltrow has turned her love with crystals and energy into a wellness enterprise. As a result, Luke is not the only one who is looking to the metaphysical. However, the audience members couldn't help but tease the psychic, suggesting that perhaps he should turn the crystals up a notch before his next performance. Even if you lose your voice, you will still have more fans. In spite of the peculiar turn of events, Luke's reputation was not harmed by the episode. Rather, it simply served to increase his level of affection. Because of his openness, humility, and sense of humor, what should have been a public relations catastrophe turned out to be a viral success. After the concert, a flood of responses from fans came in. Despite the fact that he lost his voice, he earned my respect tenfold. If I could see that man sing even a half note with that kind of heart, I would pay twice as much. No one is more capable of handling misfortune than Luke Bryan. He is the epitome of class. It was refreshing to hear Luke's unfiltered honesty in this day and age when performers frequently rely on lip-syncing. He became a symbol of sincerity with his voice that was cracked. The journey from country boy to icon of culture. Relatability has been the foundation upon which Luke Bryan's climb to prominence has been based. In Leesburg, Georgia, where he began his career, he began by performing in bars and eventually worked his way up to selling out arenas. The key to his allure is his capacity to maintain his groundedness. He is a boy from a tiny town who has never lost his sense of humor. Even when fortune throws him curveballs, such as forgetting lyrics or losing his voice, he never loses his connection to his followers. This perseverance is a reflection of the very essence of country music, which is the art of presenting stories through imperfections. That music is about connection, not perfection, is something that he has stated numerous times in interviews. That was demonstrated by the events of last night. Even if she does not have a voice, the show must go on. Luke resumed the show, transforming it into an impromptu jam session, after he had announced that he would be providing full refunds. Luke's tragedy was turned into a source of entertainment gold by his band, which performed improvised instrumental solos as Luke made jokes in between songs. At a certain point, he made a motion that indicated for a fan to go ahead and finish the song "Drink a Beer." Luke was moved to tears as a result of a young woman's faultless performance of the final chorus, which caused the crowd to erupt in applause. After some time had passed, he silently acknowledged that even when he was unable to sing, the love that was present in the room spoke louder than any lyrics. He did this by mouthing the words, "Thank you," and tapping his heart. The response from the fans is unwavering support. On social media, there was an outpouring of respect for Luke's dogged determination. Luke Bryan Strong, Voice or Not, and Cursed Concert are some of the hashtags that have recently become popular on TikTok and X, which was once known as Twitter. It was described by a number of fans as being among the most intimate concerts they had ever witnessed. There were also many who made the remark that they felt like backup singers for Luke Bryan. On the other hand, there were certain individuals who couldn't resist delving deeper into the mystery. Why this particular location, and why each and every time? A cosmic joke or a coincidence, is it? Some fans who have been attending the place for a long time recalled that it has a peculiar reputation. In the course of their performances there, a few performers, particularly minor country groups, have complained that they have lost their voices or that their equipment has failed. What about the environment? Could it be true? As Luke joked, what about the supernatural? It was during the encore that he managed to let out a gentle giggle, even though his voice was beginning to fade into whispers. "It's like this place doesn't like country music," he said out loud. After that, a supporter posted a message on the internet saying, if he hired a psychic for his pig, maybe it's time to hire one for the venue as well. Resilience as a symbol of this. When everything was said and done, Luke Bryan's concert that was cursed turned out to be a tale of endurance and genuineness. The loss of his voice did not deter him, rather it helped him become more human. Fans were not only left with a memory of songs, but also with the image of a man who refused to give up, pouring everything he had, until his final whisper, into giving people a night that they would never forget. As soon as the lights went down and the crowd began to chant his name, Luke raised his hand and pointed upward through the air. "We'll be back," he mumbled a few words, "and the next time I'll have my damn voice," she finished. When it comes to the man behind the microphone beyond the stage. Immediately following the performance, Luke allegedly took a break as directed by his physician and started vocal therapy. Those who are close to the singer have stated that he is doing everything in his power to safeguard his voice, but he has also joked that he might bring a new set of crystals the next time. He continues to receive well wishes from his fans, who filled his social media accounts with messages such as, "Get some rest, King. We were able to feel something from you even if you did not speak." Luke Bryan's most recent misfortune may have caused him to be unable to speak for a single night, but his energy, humor, and determination are more audible than they have ever been.